Hi guys, welcome to the Ministry of Food. I've got a beautiful pasta of crispy bacon, peas, mint and parmesan that all my mates absolutely love. You can make it for about £7 and it'll feed about 4 to 6 people, so it's absolutely fantastic. Great, served with a big bowl of salad, stack of plates, a little bit of bread, beautiful. So we need a small bunch of mint, 10 slices of smoked bacon, 1 lemon, a couple of tablespoons of creme fraiche, a little knob of butter. Now I'm using tiny little shell pasta that you can get in supermarkets, but you can use spaghetti, you can use orecchietti, you can use the little bows, anything you like, there's no rules there. And a nice big bag, about 300 grams of beautiful petit pois frozen peas, and parmesan. You could use cheddar if you're not into it, but parmesan, about 130 grams, happy days. Right, that's all the ingredients that we need. So, first things first, let's get the bacon. You need 10 slices here. Get them on your board. I want to slice these up into little thin strips. Sharp knife. Smoky bacon will give you incredible flavour and work really, really well with the peas. Now the trick is, when you're doing this, is you want to get the bacon frying first. So a tiny, tiny bit of olive oil in a pan, just to get things going, 1 tablespoon, and then in with the bacon. What I want to do is fry off this bacon. This will take about 4 minutes, okay? I'm just going to slice up the mint. I'm not even going to bother picking it. Okay. So I've got these little pastas. I'm using these little ones. These are normally for soups, yeah? You can get them in all the supermarkets. Basically, I did this dish for my kids. I was trying to find a way of getting my kids to eat loads of peas, and then when I ate it, I'm like, actually, this is really nice. So, you've got a pan of boiling water. You need a good pinch of salt in there. You're not going to eat that salt, but it will stop your pasta from being dead bland. You want about 400 to 500 grams of pasta, give or take. And that will serve about 4 to 6 people. Give your pasta a stir. I'm just going to pop that lid on just to get it back to the boil. Okay, so the pasta's cooking, the bacon's getting crispy. Now, it's really important to have a nice big pan and to get this bacon crispy. We don't want it to be pale, we don't want it to be wobbly. We want to really get the extra flavour from it being golden and crisp. If you look in the pan now, you can see this bacon just starting to turn. The lovely thing about pan frying is you can see what's happening. If you think things are running away with you, take the pan off or turn the heat down. Now, the pasta's come up to the boil again, so I want to get rid of that lid. Okay, you can see we've got this colour happening here. This is good news. This is when we want to start adding the peas. I'm going to add about 300 grams of peas, like that. Now this is a good time, you know, you can see I'm not racing around the place, to grate some cheese. So about 130 grams of cheese. You can use cheddar cheese if you want, it's not very Italian, but I mean, you know, let's not be precious. So I'm just going to grate this like that. Thing about parmesan is you don't really need to use that much per person to give you that sensation of really good flavour. Okay, all we've done here is wait to get that colour on the bacon, okay? That'll give you wicked flavour. We're now sort of reheating the frozen peas. Nothing wrong with frozen peas, okay? Unless you're going to pick peas from your garden, right? I wouldn't waste my time buying fresh peas. Just use frozen, they're fantastic, really nutritious. This pasta, because it's so small, it cooks so quickly. Okay, now, second important bit. When you're draining your pasta, save some of that water, right? Because that water's really important. Everyone that I've met basically drains the pasta until it's bone dry. And that is why British people can't cook pasta, okay? So, let me show you what's going to happen. Come straight over. Put your pasta in your pan. Also, this is why we want a big pan, so you can manage all of that stuff. We're going to go straight in with just 2 tablespoons of creme fraiche. You could use single cream, just to give it that creaminess. And then we're going to use some lemon juice. Now, if you've got a fine grater, you could use a little bit of lemon zest, because there's great flavour from the zest, right? And there's no point in wasting it. But, most importantly, use the juice. So I'm just going to cut that in half. And when you squeeze it, just squeeze it between your fingers and catch those pips, just like that. Now, the rest of this dish is going to come together in literally 2 minutes. And, you know, not that there's a rush, but, you know, you need a sense of urgency. You can't just sit there sort of poking it around, OK? So now we're going to go in with our Parmesan and our mint. Straight in. Using a spoon, just move it all around. If you've got a bigger bowl or bigger pan, it makes this so much easier. If you're making this in a poxy little pan, you're going to get in trouble. So one of the best investments for your kitchen is a large pan. Now, pasta is basically a sponge, OK? So if it's perfect now, it will not be in 2 minutes when you're eating it. So what you've got to do is get some of this cooking water, right? And this is basically starchy cooking water, and you want to put some of that in there, just like a ladle, OK? Good pasta, you want to be silky and smooth and delicious to eat, not claggy and thick, OK? So just by putting that little bit of water in there, allows it to be absolutely beautiful. And what you're looking for is that little moment in the pan. Can you see that? You've got that cream, sort of quite thick sort of cream there. And that's what's going to surround the pasta, and that's going to be delicious. So this is on a low heat now. I'm really happy with this. Another tip, right? Get yourself a big platter. Go anywhere and get it. You don't have to spend loads of money. But having a big platter makes everything you do look a lot better. What I will do is just put a small knob of butter in now. Once you've got that, see that silkiness? That's what we're looking for. See that shine? I'm going to turn the heat off now, otherwise it's going to ruin it. That little sticky, shiny sauce is going to be absolutely beautiful. OK, so get yourself a nice big platter. Platter's a real good cheat, because basically when you put your food on there, it looks fantastic. And there you go. You've got a nice 10, 15-minute pasta, right? Absolutely delicious. So there you go, beautiful creamy pasta of peas and smoky bacon. It's a winner. Serve it with a salad. Enjoy it. And don't forget, once you've mastered it in your own home and got it right and good, pass it on to your friends. Don't leave it with you. Pass it on. And if you're doing it in the workplace, get your colleagues around you and do the best job possible. Good luck.